Hello guys, welcome back to my channel Navjot Talks, and this video is again for those who want to know how to become registered nurses in Canada, how to become registered practical nurses in Canada. Last time I made a video in Punjabi which had received a good response, but it was in Punjabi, so I thought I should make a video in English so that all of you can understand all the important steps. Moreover, this is based on my personal experience. At that time, I was going through the process, but now that I have completed the process, I have appeared for my registered practical nurse exam, so I can tell you in detail. First of all, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe to my channel. If you like my videos, share it. And because if you subscribe to my channel, if you press on the bell icon, you get notification whenever I upload more videos. So let's start with the video. The very first step which you have to go through is NNAS. NNAS is the body which receives your documents from the college where you graduated, from the hospital from where you had your experience, or the board which was giving you the license back home. For example, in my case, it was PNRC, and you have to first of all make an account with NNAS. You put on your important information, for example, educational information, your registration number in India or the country from where you're coming from, and certain other options are there which you have to complete. And if you don't complete any option, they will not further direct you to next step. So you have to complete all the options, and once you are done with that, they will send you forms based on the information you provided to them. For example, if you graduated, if you have bachelor's degree, they will send you one form for that college. If you had bachelor's, then you had master's, they from different college, or means you have education from a lot of colleges or a lot of hospitals you had experience with. So they will send you forms for all of them individually. Then you have to take out those forms, you have to sign them, and then you have to send those forms to the respective institutions or the bodies dealing with them. For example, your college back home, and even if you are an internationally educated nurse over here and you are studying in a college, in an institution over here, you have to give a form to them as well. There will be a form as per their name, and all of them will send you a detailed curriculum to NNAS directly. The information has to be sent directly to NNAS. You have nothing to do with them. Just you have to sign, and then you have to give the forms to them. They will send your information in an envelope which should have their name, and it should be sealed. It should have their stamp so that NNAS can verify that it has come from a real source, because if they don't verify it, they will not accept it. Once that is done, usually takes around 3 to 4 months to get this work done, and NNAS then will tell you if there is an information that is lacking, if there is a document that is incomplete, and then they will ask you to further ask your college to complete that information for you. And if everything goes good, they will tell you that okay, everything is fine, we are sending your information to respective board which is dealing in your province. Whenever you are putting on your information, they will ask you the province where you want to appear for your registered practical nurse exam or registration exam for nurses, whatever exam it is. For example, in my case, I clicked on Ontario. So NNAS knows that in Ontario, CNO is the one which deals with everything. So they send my information directly to CNO, and when my information was sent, I made an account with CNO. When I made an account with CNO, they already had the information. They said, okay, we have received your information from NNAS, and as per your assessment, we know that there is a competency gap in your study, because I was not eligible to write my RN exam. There are reasons for that, because I chose a program which was not nursing here, though it had the name nursing management and leadership, but it didn't have any practical hours in that. So CNO has nothing to do with the theory, I should tell you, because there is always a competency gap if you don't study practical things. And based on my bachelor's degree only, I was given the eligibility to write my RPN exam, and for RN they asked me to appear for OSCE. If I clear my OSCE exam, they will give me the eligibility to write my RN exam as well. And sometimes if you have studied 2 programs here, because 16 months of nursing study is good enough to get you the eligibility of RN. If you have studied 2 programs here, both of them are in a good nursing program, for example critical care nursing, palliative care nursing, or a good program it should be, then they will definitely give you the eligibility to write RN. I know people, I know my friends, my seniors who are RNs now, and they studied 2 programs here. My program was only one, and that was not nursing. This was my biggest mistake while choosing a program, because my college did not send any curriculum to CNO or NNAS, and it did not send anything they asked, and it just wasted my time. So that's why I'm making this video, so that you don't waste your time, you don't do what I did, and the mistakes which I made, you can always escape from them. And so I was telling you that CNO will tell you that there is a competency gap in your eligibility for RN, and then they will tell you what type of competency gap is there. If you are eligible to appear for OSCE, most of the time if you are not eligible to write RN, they will ask you to write OSCE. OSCE is now a kind of practical examination. You have to demonstrate whatever they ask you, sometimes physical assessment, sometimes patient education, patient communication, taking their health history, physical history, and there are actors who are acting like patients. There are 12 stations in OSCE, and you have to complete all those 12 stations. Based on your result of OSCE, CNO will demonstrate that CNO will determine that you demonstrated it partially, completely, or not at all. Based on that information, they will ask you, okay, you take 3-4 courses before writing your RN, or okay, if you are done with OSCE, it was good, you completed all the 12 stations, you demonstrated it completely, you can go and write your RN exam. But for RPN, that is nothing like that. Based on your bachelor's degree of India, you are always eligible to write RPN examination. And one important thing which I would like to tell you there, if there is a gap of 2 years between your educational completion of your bachelor's degree, master's, whatever you are doing in India, and your date of examination, you can say the date when CNO tell you to write your examination, if there is a gap of more than 2 years, you have to give them a proof of your language proficiency as well. I graduated in 2016 and I appeared for my examination in 2019, so there was a gap of more than 2 years. That's why I have to give them now a proof that I can demonstrate my modules, 4 modules in English, speaking, listening, writing and reading, and then they can eliminate that option for me, because CNO will give you a list of requirements. There is a jurisprudence exam you have to write, there is a RN exam you have to write, RPN exam, or maybe then there is proof of language proficiency you have to write, and then there is police clearance, then there is other health clearance. So there are 7-8 things which you have to meet by the time you write your RPN or RN exam. And one thing, they also ask for your practical experience, the practice experience you have. In my case, I didn't have any experience in India. I graduated and then I came here. They can exempt it for 3 years. In my case, though my education over here was not considered, but luckily there was not a gap of more than 3 years, so I was exempted from practice hours as well. But if there is a gap of more than 3 years in your experience and your education, then you have to give them a proof that you have experience, because I have seen a lot of people who graduated in 2012 and 13 and now they are applying for their registered practical nurse exam or registration exam. Make sure you provide them an experience letter. Your hospital sends them some experience, or otherwise it will delay your process more. And for English, I have told you that if there is a gap of more than 2 years, then you have to appear for your IELTS, but Ontario is the only province that can exempt you from writing your IELTS or Salban exam. But in Alberta or British Columbia, I think you have to appear for Salban. Alberta, I'm sure you have to appear for Salban exam. You have to appear for IELTS or Salban. Otherwise, you don't get your license. Okay, and after writing your RPN exam, you get a notification in your CNO portal. A message box is there, and they will tell you, okay, you have passed your registration practical nurse exam, but you are not eligible to get registered with CNO because this is lacking in your requirement list, and in my case it's language proficiency. And make sure you carefully read all the things, because CNO always takes around 2 to 3 months to read the document which anybody has sent to them on your behalf, or anybody who is sending any document to CNO has to wait for 2 to 3 months to get a response from them. And by the time you write your RPN or RN exam, make sure all the other things are completed, because if you write your RPN or RN exam, you receive a message, okay, you have passed it, you cannot go and practice until unless all the requirements are met. And when you try to meet those requirements, again it will take 3 to 4 months to get an answer from them. So this was my experience, and if I hopefully appear for my OSCE exam, if I clear it, I will give you important useful tips on how to crack that exam as well. And next video I'll be making about difference between NCLEX America and the Canadian NCLEX. Actually, here is not NCLEX, here is CPNRE. There is a lot of difference. After appearing in my exam, I came to know that there is a lot of difference. So stay tuned with me.